Coach Fleck, and then we will take questions.
What a game. You got to take your hat off to Indiana. Coach Allen, quarterback, their entire football team. What a football game. I mean, I'm glad we came on the winning end. Because if I come in and say, what a game after we lost, you're like, yeah, what a game. Let's talk about why we lost. How we played, the win doesn't change how we played, the way I look at it. We've got to get better. We've got to be able to finish. But they finished. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But you got to take your hat off to Indiana, Coach Allen. They play so hard. Those are two teams that are very similar, how hard they play. Gutsy. They play with heart. They play with spirit. They play with passion. Just a tremendous football game. And like I said, we're lucky enough to come on the winning end of it. A few things I do want to start with, just a few things that I just want to throw out there that, I think is really important. That's the first 99-yard scoring drive since 2003 at Northwestern. That means a lot. That's a lot of plays. That's a lot of yards to come up with in a very crucial situation. First time in school history to have 4 running backs have 100-yard games in one season. Now, I'd like to be able to have all those guys healthy and running and rotating and not taking all those reps. We've been a revolving door at every position almost, with young guys, old guys, guys that are hurt, guys that are back. Tyler Johnson tied a season record with his sixth 100-yard receiving game. That's what he does. But I said, the best friend of Tyler Johnson is Rashad Bateman and Chris Altman-Bell and Demetrius Douglas. Those are his new best friends. He also tied the record for consecutive 100-yard games within one season with 4 in a row. Eric Decker was the last one to do that. 15th Gopher to reach 100 career receptions. I think that's important. He's now 5th in career receiving touchdowns with 16. Tanner Morgan, right? I mean, everybody wants to talk about the number 2 quarterback who, after the first guy goes down, what's he going to do? I think you all know Tanner, who follow us, know how gutsy he is, what his heart's like, what his passion like, what his spirit like, and how hard of a decision I had to make. Guys that know me really well and see me on a daily basis, and I think you understand that. New career highs in passing, yards, and completion. He was 9 out of 10 to start the game, which is credit to Coach Shiraka, the wideouts, and the whole offensive staff. 302 yards is the 4th most by a freshman since 1980. It's long. I was born in 1980. Shannon Brooks, that's his 5th career 100-yard rushing performance. First game since October of 28, 2017. 200-yard receivers in one game, right? Ty and Rashad Bateman. That's the first time since 15. And we didn't punt until the 4th quarter. So those are some statistics. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I do want to say this, though. I'm very proud of our players. We talked all week about we wanted to start fast, accelerate in the middle, and finish strong. Well, we started fast. We accelerated in the middle. We finished and then we finished up strong. We had the little in-between that was like, what's going on? But a lot of that had to come from 5 fumbles. We talk about the balls of the program. We're not going to win many games. We fumble 5 times. And they got 3 of them. And then we throw the interception in our zone. They scored 2 quick touchdowns because we turned the ball over inside our own zone. But for the most part, we said for us to win the game, we had to start fast, accelerate middle, finish strong. They did that. And we had to do it on offense, defense, and special teams. And this is the first time, besides about 8 minutes of football, that I saw our team play a complete game. And that's a step in the right direction. Remember, these are steps. These are baby steps. These are infant steps, kid steps. But I'm really proud of the gutsy performance they've had. They've had really 2 true close games that could go either way, and they've won them both. And, it's really nice to see at the very end of the game, freshman Tanner Morgan throws the shot to Rashad Bateman, and it's nice to see him get up and run. I told you he's fast. Finally got a chance to show that. And then Carter Coughlin comes off the edge and gets a sack fumble and ends the game. And nothing more fitting than that. So we've got a lot to work on. We didn't do things very well in a lot of areas, but we found a way to win. And I'm really proud of our football team, really proud of our coaches because they deserve it. They deserve it. Our fans deserve it. Our band deserves it. Our state deserves it. Our university deserves it. Our administration deserves it. So I'm proud of them. So with that, we'll open up for questions.
What was working well defensively in the first 3 quarters, and then what were the breakdowns in the 4th?
Yeah, I mean, great questions. The question was what was working well in the first half, first 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter. First of all was, we were able to hold them to field goals. We kept everything in front of us the first half. Everything was in front of us. And that's as we talked, we wanted to get back to the basics of, okay, we're just going to be us. then all of a sudden, we turned the ball over a few times, and that's what got it going. And we gave him short fields, and now we get one over T-Time's head, and then we get another one down the middle. And that was pretty much it. We got into some man coverage stuff, and they got us in some of those. But we had to be able to do that in some situations, and they exposed it and they hit it. And you got to give them credit. They got playmakers too. And there's one that attacks one freshman on one side, one freshman on the other side. And, they're going to learn. They're going to keep learning and keep growing. But the big thing is we kept everything in front of us in the first 3 quarters, and then they had some short fields, and we gave up some touchdowns. So field goals were the biggest part in the first half.
PJ, you mentioned it was a tough decision for you coming out of camp at your quarterback. You have another tough decision coming up.
I love tough decisions. Yeah, I guess that's why they're head coach, right? And I love tough decisions. Well, we're going to evaluate everything. I'm really proud of his performance. Zach's played really well in a lot of areas. The big thing, too, is Zach's not healthy. I want healthy people out there that can run our offense efficiently. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't play him today. But, again, they're both capable of playing football here and both capable of running our offense at a high level. And both of them have proven that. So, again, yeah, we'll continue talking about it through the next few days and see how everybody feels and then make a decision.
The message there to him, or that, you obviously took a shot right off the bat, but we're going to play it safe there with him on that last drive.
We weren't. Coach Rock and I talked on the headset, and it wasn't getting any better on offense. I mean, it was a 3-and-out, punt, touchdown, punt, touchdown. And Coach Rock had kind of said, "Hey, Coach, you mind if we end this game?" And I said, "No, I don't mind if we end this game." I mean, what are you talking about? Like, you want to take a knee and go to overtime? Like, what are you talking about? He said, "We're going to run. We have a play call that I won't tell you the name of it, but." And he said, and I said, "That's it. That's going to work. That's perfect. Perfect play call in the perfect scenario. We've run the play action slant all game, and we kind of run a sluggo on the inside, and it's not the route. I mean, he burns him on the route, but then it's the throw that keeps him in motion to continue to score. He didn't have to come back, stop, underthrow." Great poise, great protection. I thought our offensive line played tremendous tonight. They're getting better. That group is getting better, everybody. I mean, you see what now is, right? I see now, but I also see then. That group's going to be really, really talented. Come tomorrow and 3 years from now.
PJ, what do you think of Shannon's performance, and is he okay?
Yeah, well, injury-wise, we'll find out. It's not the same leg that he had. I thought he played really hard. I think it's tough when you come back from your first time to be hit in game reps. Shannon's not one to turn the ball over. But again, you can hit him in practice. But it's not the same until you get in the game and you take those game hits. So I thought he played like Shannon Brooks plays hard. You could see there was a difference. You could see what we've been missing and what's returning next year, But I thought that he ran really hard, cannot turn the ball over, period. And he knows that. So we'll check on his health, but it's not the same leg, so we'll see. We'll get him evaluated here soon.
What went into your decision to play him tonight?
Well, first of all, Shannon was physically cleared to play at Nebraska, physically, right? And that's the game we wanted to have him come back in with his situation. Mark and I made a decision at that particular time that we were going to suspend him for the Nebraska game, not travel him. And then the decision was made on Thursday to play him this week. We did not start him as well. There's an altercation between him and his male roommate. With all the information we have, again, that's still evolving, but with no injuries, no charges, I felt like at that time and consulted with Mark and the OGC and our president, felt at that time, with the information we have, that we felt comfortable making that decision. Now, it's still evolving. If things change, that can change. But I felt like with the information we had in front of us, we made that decision. So, again, his status is still evolving.
How much do you think route concepts and different play designs have helped your young receivers flourish a little bit?
Well, first of all, they're incredibly talented. They're talented young men, and you're talking about Crab or Chris Altman-Bell, we call them, and Demetrius Douglas, and you look at Rashad Bateman, and then you have Ty Johnson. Ty's a little banged up, and so we knew that we didn't have Ty the whole fourth quarter, actually third into the fourth quarter. So we had to have, now it's all freshmen everywhere, everywhere. And so I think what Kirk Shiraka does a tremendous job of, and again, this is our offense has evolved. But again, we give people what they can handle. And these are all freshmen everywhere on offense. So they can handle what they can handle. If you give them too much, it's like starting a rookie quarterback in the NFL. You throw it all at him, and now all of a sudden says that guy was a bust. No, he wasn't. He didn't get to sit behind, Brett Favre for, 4 years. He didn't get to sit behind the All-Pro for however many years. That's what you want to do. We're in a position we're playing so many guys early, so you've got to adjust your system accordingly. We want to make sure the quarterback, it's all about the quarterback first. It's not just about the receiver. It's all about the quarterback. No matter what, it's all about the quarterback. What can the quarterback do? Because the quarterback can't do it. It doesn't matter if the receivers can do it or not. But I think Coach Uraka does a tremendous job, and our whole offensive staff, of making sure that we put our players in the best position to be successful and what they're capable of accomplishing. We want to be able to put them in a position to be successful, and I thought he did a tremendous job of that tonight in all areas. It's hard play calls when you fumble 5 times. It's very tough. We could have finished that game 3 or 4 times. We didn't, but they found a way to do it at the end. So lots of learning moments for this team.
Hey,
Hi, Sid.
you might answer this here. Do you ever think Morgan would be that good?
That's why we recruited him. That's why we brought him here. You bet. Again, any one of these 2 quarterbacks can play. And as we continue to go, we're going to bring more quarterbacks here. No college football coach in the country, no college football team in the country wants to have just 2 quarterbacks. Really, one on scholarship. Nobody has that, I bet. We're probably the only one that does that. And so, has to do that, I should say. But Tanner proved why he's here. And he's a very humble young man. He gives credit to everybody else. He's an incredible leader. And he's like a son. And even when I had to sit there and tell him that he wasn't going to be the starting quarterback, that's like telling your own son that you're not starting. One of the most difficult conversations I've ever had to have with a player, because he's like my son. I love him, just like everybody else. But we have a very special bond because he was committed to us at Western Michigan at the time, and then we brought him when we came here. And, he's what Row the Boat's all about. That's what Row the Boat's all about tonight. I mean, that whole performance, from what he did to the whole team, that's what Row the Boat's all about.
Handle that when you sat down with him and told them, and what have you seen from him, just his progress that he's made?
Yeah, you can do 2 things. You can pout, put your head down, walk away, or you can sit there and say, I'm ready. Whenever you need me, I'm ready. And that's exactly what he did. Coach, I get it. I'm ready. Whenever you need me, I get it. He's been locked in. He's a credible leader. You have 2 freshman quarterbacks that, if you have 2 tough quarterbacks, all you need is one to be a tough team. You have 2 tough quarterbacks, you're a tough team. That doesn't mean you're going to be the best team. You're a tough team, though. And he handles things in a very mature way. And I'm really proud of the way he has, because if he didn't, he doesn't play like that. He doesn't play like that. If he would have pouted and he would have been down in the dumps, and he would never have played like that. And this is why it's a great lesson to all of our players. It doesn't matter if you're playing now. You're 1 play away from being the starter and being the guy and have to go out there and win a football game against a Big Ten opponent like he just did. So I'm really proud of Coach Uraka. I don't think Coach Uraka gets enough credit. I don't think you understand how hard it is to start 7 freshmen in the Big Ten on offense. Again, this is our choice to do this. Now, we're forced into it, but we choose to do it. And I'm really proud of what he's been able to accomplish with our offense and bring it along this far so quickly.
We have one more for Coach.
How would you characterize the severity of the injury for Shannon and Tyler?
Tyler's day-to-day. He was okay. It just started stiffening up on him. I do not know anything about Shannon's injury just yet.
Everyone good? Okay.
All right, Row the Boat, Skyma. Go Gophers. Thanks for coming, everybody.